Good morning. Good morning. One more time. Good morning, hunger advocates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad we have all made this very important trip to the state capitol to talk about hunger at every level. I am Rhonda Jackson, Director of No Kid Hungry Louisiana, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the 2025 Anti-Hunger Day at the Capitol. Today we come together as advocates, food bank leaders, students, community partners, and as people with lived experience and expertise, unified by one single goal: to end hunger across Louisiana. We all know that hunger remains a crisis in Louisiana. As a matter of fact, Louisiana ranks number one in senior hunger, number two in childhood hunger, and number four overall in hunger. But they didn't know that we were going to be here today. They didn't know that we were going to show up and talk to folks about the issues, the needs, and more importantly, the solutions. Because hunger is a solvable problem. We just have to have the right people with the right hearts and minds in place. In Louisiana, 1 in 6 Louisianans, or about 777,000 people, experience food insecurity daily. 777,000 of our residents. 1 in 4 children in Louisiana do not consistently know where their next meal is going to come from. These aren't just statistics. They are our neighbors, our students, our elders, our families, and our veterans. They are moms and dads who are working every day but still can't make ends meet. They are our seniors and veterans who are living on fixed incomes but can't, and they have to make a choice between food and other costs. They are our children who are preparing for their futures, and they need full bellies to help them prepare to learn and grow. And so we gather here today to advocate for protecting and expanding access to critical programs like SNAP, free school meals, and hunger-free campus initiatives. We gather to support local food procurement efforts that invest in Louisiana farmers and strengthen communities. And we will engage directly with lawmakers to share real stories behind the issues. And so we are proud today, and we also really want to thank Governor Landry and the Louisiana legislators for their leadership in supporting summer EBT. Louisiana is one of the few states that was able to actually get that not only last summer, but this summer. This is a program that ensures families can continue to access meals when school is out. So we want to thank our hunger heroes. Well, when he was Senator Cleo Fields, he's now Congressman Cleo Fields, Representative Jason Hughes, Representative Kyle Green, who all helped us champion that cause, as well as Senate President Cameron Henry, Speaker Philip DeValier, and Representative Jack McFarland. Thanks to their commitment, Louisiana successfully delivered summer EBT benefits last summer, and we're ready to do it again this summer. We also want to thank you, my advocacy partners. Thank you for your passion, for your leadership, for your expertise. Thank you for showing up today, because we could have been anywhere. It's a beautiful day. You could have been outside wherever you live, but we're here, ready to talk about the issues. And so I want to welcome the next few speakers in order. It will be Mr. Pat Van Burkleo, who is the Executive Director of Feeding Louisiana, followed by Mike Manning, President and CEO of Baton Rouge Food Banks, and then Reatha Cox, the VP for Student Experience at Northwestern State University. Those are a few, and then others will follow them. So thank you very much. Welcome, and let's talk about these issues today.
Good morning. I'm Pat Van Burkleo, and I'm the Executive Director of Feeding Louisiana, which is the association of the 5 regional food banks in the state. We want to welcome you to the Anti-Hunger Day at the Capitol. We got some great speakers to talk to you about, but before we get started, I do want to let you know that the Senate Health and Welfare is meeting at this time. They are discussing Senate Bill 14, which is authored by Patrick McMath. And if you don't know what that is, that's ending ultra-processed foods in school lunches. It's putting warning labels on a whole bunch of chemicals and dyes. And it's also limiting that SNAP benefits can't be used for soda. So if you are interested in those issues and want to go to that committee meeting, feel free to do that. That's downstairs in the Hinkle room on the Senate side. So just want to get you, anybody want to do that. I appreciate it. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Mike Manning, the president and CEO of the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. Mike has served in his role for more than 20 years and is really recognized as a leader in the fight against food insecurity. Let's welcome Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. It's truly a pleasure to be with you today. We need the state to realize that food insecurity is a Louisiana issue. It's not a Baton Rouge issue. It's not a New Orleans issue. It's not a Shreveport issue. It's not a Monroe issue. It's not a Lafayette issue. It's a Louisiana issue. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to continue to be an issue for as long as we don't address it. One of the things that gets lost on a lot of people in a lot of legislatures is the fact that we can have direct impact on the Medicaid cost in this state by providing a sufficient food, sufficient nutritious food, so that we can help battle obesity, diabetes, hypertension by providing education and the right foods so our clients, the people who are our neighbors, can benefit from that and take advantage of it. You know, there's nothing worse than somebody who has to go to bed hungry. I mean, that's not something what we want to anticipate. We don't want kids going to school with an empty belly where they may get a headache or act up or just not even show up, at least mentally. They may be physically in the classroom, but not there mentally. So it's key for us to keep this challenge and address this challenge and bring it to the state's leadership to make sure that it doesn't get lost in the confusion of what's going on, the challenges that the state may face in other areas. There's nothing more important than food. It's what Louisiana's all about. We just need to make sure that we can help get food to the people who need it. The big challenge for the food banks has been the increase in the number of clients we're seeing. Since we've had the increase with inflation, food costs going up, we have seen significant numbers of people who were out of the line, not coming to us for assistance anymore, who are now coming back. So it's getting worse, it's not getting better. We need the state to step up. We need your help to make that happen. And I challenge you to step up, reach out, do as much as you can to help raise awareness, to get us some help so that we can address the issue of hunger, which is a long-term issue for the entire state. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reatha Cox, and I serve Northwestern State University as the Dean of Students. You can visit any college campus today, and you'll see students balancing classes, part-time jobs, caregiving and families, extracurricular activities, and financial stress. What many may not be prepared to see is the growing number of students struggling with food insecurity. Student food insecurity is more widespread than many realize even today. And over the past few years, universities have really started to understand how serious this issue is. And we've been teaming up with community groups and stakeholders to find solutions. The Hunger-Free Campus legislation inspired us to rethink how we serve students and remove barriers to education. The pantry at NSU was established by 3 social work students and has been serving students on our campus for over a decade. What started as a few shelves with non-perishable canned items has grown into a space resembling a friendly neighborhood market. Our pantry is open 36 hours a week, is staffed with more than 50 student volunteers, and the shelves are stocked through generous donations of students, faculty, staff, alumni, and campus and community organizations. In this academic year alone, our students have presented more than 50 anti-hunger awareness events and activities, and over 850 volunteer hours will be logged as students meet with donors, stock shelves, clean the pantry, host food drives, and write thank you notes. We have created something special on our campus, and whether they are donating, volunteering, or utilizing the pantry services, and sometimes all 3 of those things, our students know that when they walk through the door, someone will help them and they'll be treated with dignity and respect. We know there's a clear connection between food insecurity and student success, and making progress on this issue will take ongoing support and collaboration. And while it's amazing to see what our students participate in and organize in awareness campaigns and food drives and fundraisers for our campus pantry, it's not a problem we can solve with kindness alone. Our campus pantries on campuses are varied. They all are different. They vary in size and scope, how they're staffed, how the shelves are stocked, and how they are funded. But despite these differences, one thing unites us all. 35 campuses all committed to one mission, feeding student success. I don't have to do the research to know that food insecurity directly impacts academic performance, mental health, and retention rates of our students. I see it every day. But I also see the joy that comes from students serving other students and in our community. If you want to see compassion in action, visit a college food pantry. I challenge you to do that. Take a tour, let the student volunteers tell you what they do. Go on a shopping spree with them and learn about their favorite things to get at the pantry. Hear from our students who utilize the services and learn about the activities and events student groups host throughout the year. I promise there's a good chance they'll put you to work counting cans, dusting, running errands, and making a pledge to support. I thank you for your support, and we look forward to continuing our partnerships and feeding student success through our hunger-free initiatives.
Warning, food insecurity is a harsh reality on college campuses. So what is food insecurity? It is defined as the limited or uncertain availability of nutritionally adequate and safe foods, or the inability to acquire such foods in a socially acceptable way. My name is Alexis Motley. I serve as the Dietetic Internship Director at Southern University, A&M College, under the College of Agriculture, Human and Environmental Sciences. As a registered dietitian, it's my mission to ensure all individuals, regardless of their zip code, have access to healthy food options. Southern University is located in Scotlandville in the North Baton Rouge area. This region is classified as a food desert, a geographic area where residents have limited access to affordable and nutritious foods. Our students travel over 20 minutes to the nearest full-service grocery store in order to purchase fresh produce, healthy options, and even everyday essentials. This is a burden not only to Southern University. Nationally, nearly 1 in 3 college students face food insecurity. At Southern University, we have currently enrolled over 7,000 students. This includes undergraduates and graduate students. This impact is personal and pressing. Recognizing the need for better food options across the campus, our dietetic internship program launched Cafe La Cumba, a student-run restaurant that originally opened monthly to provide nutritious foods, affordable meals by the dietetic interns. The campus response was overwhelmingly positive, students beginning asking for us to frequently open more. With the help of State Representative Vanessa LaFleur and our incredible community partners, the idea of making healthy food options available at no cost to our students became a reality. In November 2024, we opened the doors to the Jaguar Nest. This nest provides nourishment, essentials, support so our students can thrive academically and personally. The Jaguar Nest has served over 450 students year to date and now operates on 2 locations on our campus. This initiative is powered by dietetic interns who develop weekly menus, coordinate student volunteers, stock our pantry shelves, and help source and secure ongoing donations. Our nest is more than just a pantry. It's a place of community, dignity, and access. Students are encouraged to take what they need and leave something for a friend. Whether it's a healthy meal, a hygiene product, or a moment of encouragement, the Jaguar Nest is making a difference one meal at a time. But we're not done yet. Our vision is to expand to more students, more locations, engage more volunteers, and increase the volume and consistency of our donations. We're building a campus where no student has to choose between food and their future. If you're interested in the Jaguar Nest, please connect with our student volunteers. I know you guys see my lovely button. They have one on as well. You can follow us on social media or just email us at cafe_lacumba@suagcenter.com. I thank you for your time and attention and commitment. Let us continue to increase access to food and take advantage to prevent hunger together for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for talking about hunger on college campus. So let's hear directly from a student, Shania Doss, a student from Southern University.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanaa Doss, and I'm a proud junior majoring in nutrition at Southern University, and I'm originally from Millville, New Jersey. I also play on the women's soccer team, and this past season we made history as a 2024 SWAC champion. So can I get a round of applause for the Southern University soccer team? Thank you. This is the first time this has happened in Southern University history, so we're really excited and proud about that. When I first came to Louisiana, I was excited to experience the rich Southern and Cajun food culture that everyone talks about. But as a freshman living off campus with no car, I quickly realized how hard it was to actually access food, especially healthy food that I was used to. Grocery stores were far, the dining halls weren't easily to get access to, and most food spots near campus didn't offer the kinds of options I was used to back home. Things like wraps or salads or even sandwiches. As a student athlete, I know how important it is to fuel my body for success both on and off the field. I am very disciplined when it comes to my nutrition, so I try to eat what I consider healthy, like fresh produce, lean proteins, whole grains, and definitely not fried food all the time. But those options were hard to find near campus. That's why it meant so much to me when the Southern University Dietetic Internship program introduced Cafe La Cumba around my sophomore year. Cafe La Cumba is a student-run restaurant that opens up once a month, offering healthy meals to students, faculty, and staff at very low prices. Not only did I love the food, but I'm also a nutrition major, so I wanted to get involved. I got the chance to volunteer and see the behind-the-scenes work of food service in action, which was such an amazing learning experience for me. Then came the Jaguar Nest, which I believe was a real game changer at our campus. When the dietetic interns launched this campus-wide initiative to offer free healthy meals and pantry items to all students, my team and I were thrilled. And I especially want to thank the dietetic interns. They have given us a lot of information, my teammates and I, on how to keep our bodies filled, not even just on the soccer field, but at school as well, and how to take these meals with us while we're traveling on the road. So let's give them a round of applause for helping us. Thank you. But my teammates and I weren't just excited to receive meals, we also wanted to give back. That's why many of us, including myself, volunteered weekly at the Jaguar Nest, helping prepare meals, stock refrigerators, and provide feedback on menus so that the student interns can reflect on what the students really want. We've had several delicious menu options this semester, but my favorite one was definitely the chicken Alfredo made by Muhammad. But it's not just about the meals. The Jaguar Nest provides hygiene products, laundry detergent, seasonings, and other essentials many students struggle to afford. My teammates and I have definitely shopped at the Nest many times, and I can honestly say I never thought I would be affected by food insecurity as a college student, but I'm here to tell you that food insecurity is really real. Thanks to the Jaguar Nest, students like me are finding relief. We're reducing food insecurity one meal at a time at Southern University's campus and making sure no student feels that they have to choose between class, practice, or eating a decent meal. Thank you for supporting programs like these that uplift, empower students. I am proud to be part of the change, and I look forward to continuing this mission with my fellow Jaguars. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much. We're humbled by your experience, and it energized us to even work harder to end hunger on our campuses. Let's take a break here, and let's thank my backdrop. Aren't they doing a great job? They're all stars, each and every one of them. Today you'll see a petition going around to ask Governor Landry to urge the USDA to put a request in to reinstate the $6 million that was lost by LFPA. There was a signed contract between the state and USDA for those dollars. And so governors around the country are now petitioning the USDA to get those dollars back. So we are going to be asking the governor to consider making that request. It's a very soft ask, but we're asking him to consider making that ask to USDA to get those dollars back to Louisiana. So to talk about our farmers a little bit, we have Gabby Dubois from Second Harvest. She's a food specialist and ag specialist from Second Harvest. All right, Gabby?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gabrielle Dubois, and I proudly serve as the Agricultural Procurement Specialist for Second Harvest Food Bank of Greater New Orleans and Acadiana. For the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of sourcing and procuring local farm fresh products from small-scale farmers and ranchers right here in Louisiana. Through this work, I've built relationships with some of the most hardworking, passionate, and resilient people I've ever met. For these farmers, agriculture is more than just a job, it's a way of life. It's a generational trade handed down with pride, and they are doing everything they can to preserve it for the future. Programs like the USDA's Local Food Purchasing Agreement are vital. They allow us to bring locally grown and raised foods to the tables of our neighbors in need, while also creating a sustainable, reliable market for our small-scale producers. And when I say small scale, I mean the local farmers who grow specialty crops, raise beef, pork, and poultry, and bring in fresh local seafood. These are the people who nourish our communities, both nutritionally and economically. LFPA has not only expanded market access for these producers, it has created new opportunities for growth, connection, and technical support. It has been a game changer. Honestly, I could write a whole series of books about the importance of this program, about what it has meant for our farmers and for the food insecure families we serve every day. Distributing food grown right here in Louisiana has been transformational for every person involved. To help bring this impact to life, I'd like to introduce two of the incredible farmers who have been directly involved with LFPA. Mr. James McCready of H2 Grow Farm and Chip Perrin of Coastal Plains Meat Company.
Hi, my name is James McCready and I own H2 Grow Farms. It's a hydroponic lettuce farm in Monroe, Louisiana. Can you hear me better now? So again, my name is James McCready and I own H2 Grow Farms. It's a hydroponic lettuce farm in Monroe, Louisiana. The Louisiana Delta has some of the most fertile soil, and with our climate, can grow so many different things, yet most of our state parishes are considered food deserts. Why lettuce? It's a basic and widely used vegetable for many applications, from salads to sandwiches to dressings, whatever. Data from the USDA shows that lettuce makes up 1/5 of all fresh vegetable consumption in the United States. So lettuce is consumed raw, and its nutrient and vitamin profile stays intact, and those nutrients and fiber are needed by our bodies. So why hydroponic? Cleanliness and efficiency. So, for example, you're more at risk for a foodborne illness eating a hamburger with lettuce and tomato on it from the lettuce and tomato than you are the actual beef that the burger's made from. So there has been over 130 food recalls this year to date. We can control the environment by growing inside and not having to worry about being downstream from a commercial feedlot, and we don't use any herbicides or pesticides because it's inside, so we don't have bugs. We grow year-round, and we are a Louisiana-grown company from the ground up, ensuring a constant supply and customers receive the fastest product and freshest product instead of having to travel through or across state lines and through different distribution channels. In the past, my understanding of food banks have mostly been to rely on shelf-stable, non-perishable foods. Like potatoes would be the most fresh vegetable you could probably get. I really haven't been in the food bank arena before our farm. And also fruit that doesn't need to be refrigerated. The local food purchase agreement and the Louisiana Farm to School program really opened the doors for farmers like me to provide clean, nutritious produce to areas that didn't have access to it at all. These programs catapulted our reach across Louisiana, and our farm has fed thousands of food insecure households, school children, and senior citizens. These programs, such as the LFPA and LFS programs, have been a blessing for so many farmers and citizens of our state. And we trust that the leaders today will find ways to continue to provide people in need with fresh produce like we grow. These programs boost economic growth, add jobs, and provide nutrition to those who need it the most. On behalf of all farmers here in this great state of Louisiana, thank you to the Feeding Louisiana organization for organizing this anti-hunger day at the Capitol, state leaders, the food banks, and to the individuals that advocate for our neighbors facing hunger and work so hard to make sure they have access to clean, nutritious food and produce. Thank you for allowing me to speak today.
Bring this thing back down to earth. My whole life, all I wanted to do was help people. Growing up on a farm, on a small cattle ranch in Vermilion Parish, there's no shortage of things to help with. One thing that my grandfather and my father taught me as a young kid is the work that we're doing, the sweat that we're putting in, the time that we're putting in, we're feeding America. And that stuck with me. A few years later, I'm volunteering in the food banks in high school, and I see this in action. A couple years after that, I joined the United States Marine Corps. I spent some time in Afghanistan and saw people that really had nothing. And people were sending us supplies, lotion, lip balm, all these things that they thought the troops, could help the troops. So we started writing letters back home saying, hey, these kids need food, they need school supplies, they need all these things. And that really sparked my passion to continue to help people with food insecurities. In 2020, I formed Coastal Plains Meat Company. My partner and I, we're a veteran-owned company, and we're a beef processor located in St. Landry Parish. We took that facility, got it to USDA status. The reason why we did that is because we wanted to help people. We wanted to feed America. We wanted to feed Louisiana. And we wanted to connect the Louisiana consumer with the Louisiana rancher. And that's what we did. 75% of ranchers in the United States have 50 head of cattle or less. So most of us are very small farmers. With that being said, we don't have the power of the large corporate farms or the big packers. But what we've been able to do through direct-to-consumer sales is connect these ranches to the consumer. And it gives that rancher some power. The LFPA and the LFS programs were a godsend to the rancher. And look, we don't have to talk and educate anyone on how important it is for those that are food insecure. But for the rancher, and speaking for and as a rancher, it was amazing. It allowed me to really see where that product was going to feed Louisianans. And, working with these ranchers and seeing that they were able to bring, 10, 15, 20 head to get processed and able to deliver a very premium, wholesome product to those in need, it was completely fulfilling. I got to spend time with the folks at Second Harvest and Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank in this program, and to see their passion for Louisianans is unmatched. And I want to thank you all for everything that you do. I also got to spend some time with the school children through the LFS program. And I got to eat lunch with them. They were eating our beef in the form of hamburgers. And they had done a whole unit that week about farms and where their food came from. They were all dressed in cowboy hats and farm outfits. It was the cutest thing I ever saw. But again, that was so fulfilling. And really seeing that product and those efforts and that government funding going to the right places. Some of these kids, that's the only good meal they're going to get today. And it breaks my heart. But it does fulfill my heart knowing that they're at least getting one good meal. I challenge the voters. I challenge all the citizens. I challenge all of you, our legislators, our governor, up to our president, to take a look at these programs and do what we've got to do to get these back so we can continue feeding our people. This is for farmers, this is for businesses, and this is for Louisianans. Thank you. Didn't mention she and her husband are also ranchers, so we want to thank It doesn't take us very long to look back at our own family history. Most of us have had farming in our history at some point or the other. And we know that a good farming community is a good, healthy community. And so we appreciate the support y'all have given us. This kind of ends our formal presentation today.